Hello, my loves. 31 days of Hecate. We are doing 3 days in one, three topics in one, because I've missed the last couple days. Don't mind the incense. this is the second place I moved it, but frankincense keeps wanting to come into the picture, which makes sense because frankincense is Hecate's one of her main incenses is frankincense. Let me blow the incense to cleanse you and give you protection. Ooh, knocking over candles. Just feel it. Feel the frankincense through the screen. Okay, now that we're all cleansed and ready. The 3 days in one, we're going to be talking about the correlation of serpents with her and also dragons that are offshoot of snakes. And then we are going to be talking about her plant associations. And then we're going to talk about two elements that you need to be implementing in your new moon ritual for her on the 19th, because I'm going to be doing a new moon ritual for her. And I'm going to share with you guys what I'm doing. So, first thing we're going to be talking about is her correlation with snakes. Now, most depictions, there's a snake wrapped around some portion of her. Sometimes it's around her head, sometimes around one of her arms, around her waist, but she always has a snake associated with her because they were a sign of life and death and rebirth, the action of them shedding their skin. It's indicating a shedding of old ways of thinking, moving into like a new life for yourself, or whatever, that new phase of your life, whatever the case may be, right? That's what they represented, that connection between life and death, which is her realm. They also represent the mysticism of witchcraft, of magic, and she's the goddess of witchcraft, so that makes sense. And as far as dragons go, snakes and dragons are like very closely, you could say dragons predate snakes. I don't know how that, but dragons are also associated with her, which makes a lot of sense. And then moving on to her plant associations. Now, of course, because Hecate is so tied with the underworld, even though she's still the goddess of the heaven and the earth, very much the underworld is her realm, right? And because of that, the plants are going to be ones that are poisonous. It doesn't mean they're not medicinal. There have been indigenous people that have been using it, indigenous cultures that have been using these plants in rituals and other things for years. But if you do not know how to use it properly, it can kill you. So the ones that are assigned to her are aconite, belladonna, dissony, and mandrake. Now, if you heard those four and one of them stood out to you, that is the one that you need to have on your altar for her. I firmly believe that spirits, no matter what they are, pick us. Like plant spirits, if you see something about one and you feel drawn to it, the spirit of it is calling you to it. There is some medicine within it that you need to be listening to. So for me, it's mandrake. Once I read that list, I just felt like connected to it. Not because of Harry Potter. I had a mandrake root from before Harry Potter, honestly. But I know mandrake root became very popular because of Harry Potter. So mandrake is what really got me. So I went on Amazon and I ordered some, and it should be coming tomorrow. So I'm able to put it on my altar. So it's ready for my new moon ritual, which I'm going to be doing on the 19th. I will be posting like everything about the ritual probably tomorrow, I want to say, so that you guys can be prepared. I've already been, if you look at the past video where I was talking about offerings for the altar and stuff like that, I've already been telling you like stuff to put on. But as far as the new moon ritual itself, I'll be fully posting that on the 18th. So even though the new moon is on the 19th, I'm going to post the ritual itself on the 18th, like what you'll need and everything like that, so that you're prepped and ready. So anyways, so that's the plants. And so choose one that you feel called to and have that on your altar for her. As I said, oftentimes when you feel a calling towards a particular plant, it's because there is a medicine there that is necessary for you to use and to benefit from. And as far as the last thing, the two elements that we really need to be working with, particularly for this ritual, is fire and water. Part of the ritual is going to be asking the spirit of fire. Of course, you're going to be calling Hecate in, but asking the fire to burn away what no longer serves you, to burn away fears, anything like that. And then the water, you're going to be speaking what you want from her into the water. And then you put it under the dark light, so to speak, of the dark moon. Because it's also called a dark moon. As much as it's called a new moon, I've always known it. Granted, I started out in Wicca, so I knew it as a dark moon. And so you're going to put it out under the light of that. And then in the morning, get it and bring it in. But you're going to charge that water. You're going to speak into it what you want from her. If you watched my past videos, there was one where I said Hecate covers so much. Like she represents so much emotionally, like things to work on within yourself, that you need to pick what it is that she came here to help you for, because she chooses people for the healing that you need at the time, and that healing is signature to you. So you need to pick, like, what is that? What is it that she's helping you with? And what do you need more of her help from, right? And that's the whole point of as well, of putting the offerings on your altar, pay respects to her, whatever. But then you're going to speak into the water. What do you want this water to activate for you? But anyways, I'll go into that more. But those are the two elements we're going to be doing, is fire and water. And as far as the candles, I did a short video yesterday about my trip to the dollar store. But the candle we're going to be using, you have a choice. You can either use a black candle. I'm going to be using a black candle, or you can use purple, dark purple. Okay. So I recommend getting these that are already in the glass, because we're going to be leaving that bitch to burn until it burns out. So for many people, taper candles, there's more of a fear around it possibly falling over. So I like using these that are already in the glass, because I can just leave it on my altar and let it burn. We're going to let it burn. So get one that's already in a glass container. You can still put like oil and a little bit of oil here, which I'll be doing as well. Once again, I'll go more into the ritual on the 18th. But you can choose either a black candle or dark purple. Black, of course, represents the underworld, maybe things you want to die out in the life that you have now as you move and are reborn into a new one. This is for the mysticism of really connecting to spirituality. If you want to deepen your craft or whatever the case may be, you can choose either one. Whichever one, if you see this color, purple and black, and one of them calls to your spirit, that's the color you're supposed to do. Okay, great. So get a glass candle, because that is going to be better for what we're going to be doing. So that's it. Thank you for hanging in for these almost 8 minutes that I have here. And because I've been so inspired by not just Hecate, but all of your feedback and how excited you are about working with her, I made 2 more different types of earrings. So I make earrings, and I made these, which are Hecate's keys. And they're just like they're dangle earrings, but they're a cluster of keys. And right now they're 25% off in my shop, in my Etsy and my TikTok shop, actually. And then another variation I made was this baby. It's a skull, and then a key is connected by a chain. Bitch, I almost don't want to sell them. I just want to keep them all. But I made it, and this is only on my TikTok shop right now. I am going to put them on Etsy, I promise, in a couple of days. But right now they're just on my TikTok shop. But they're like new. And then the other one I made, because I was fascinated by her correlation of snakes, was this bad boy. It is literally, and this is a big one. It's a big dangle. She's a big dangle. But what I love about it is that there's markings of the new moon on there, and a little heart as well, because we heart Hecate. She's the best. That's actually kind of creepy. Ooh, that was almost Masonic. Ooh, that freaked me out. Okay. We're not going to do that. All right, get it together, Janae. Okay, anyways, so I have this as well. This is going to be in the TikTok shop as well. So it's not on Etsy yet, but it is in the TikTok shop. I mean, when I tell you I only have like 5 of each, I only have 4 of these, and the skull and earrings, I only have about 5 right now. If they get really popular, then I'll buy more and I'll make more. But for right now, that's what they are. So you can get them in the TikTok shop. The dangle earrings, Hecate's keys, they are 25% off for the entire month of December. So get it in your life. I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay. Bye. Oh, incense, frankincense. Be cleansed. I love you guys. Bye.